Let me go to Silk. Silk, first of all, let me just say to you, I was so sad when I heard about the death of your sister at the start of last year, about a year ago. You were such a wonderful duo. I had the pleasure of interviewing you a few times, and it's sad for me that you're no longer with your sister. And I just want to extend, before we start, just my deepest condolences to you. I know it's late and it's a year later, but just seeing you again and interviewing again, this time on your own, made me feel sad. And I just want to extend my personal thoughts to you.
Thank you for your condolences. Don't feel sad for me at all. It used to be Diamond and Silk. Now it's Diamond with Silk, because Diamond is always with me throughout my day, throughout this journey. And I will continue to carry the torch of trying to help save this country. And that's the reason why we need President Donald J. Trump 2024. Because, look, he is the man with the master plan to make America great again. Let me just get right on down to it. Despite the turnout was for Trump. Where was DeSantis' turnout? Why didn't anybody come out for Nikki Haley? Because the people want President Donald J. Trump, bottom line.
OK, let me turn to Bill again. Bill, look, I mean, I admire your fortitude in the face of apparent extreme adversity, because there's no doubt, if you look at even Trump's biggest critics have had to eat crow this morning, because, you know, I've been very critical of him. I never thought he'd be in this position. I honestly thought DeSantis was going to be Trump without the baggage and he'd have a great chance and all the money was going his way. But I read a column just now for The Sun back in England. I think there are two things that Trump has which are amazing qualities for a politician. One, incredible resilience. Absolutely incredible resilience. He is not being knocked over by stuff that would have knocked over any other political figure in the world. Secondly, he's funny. He made this quip on the eve of Iowa when it was freezing cold, saying, even if basically it costs you your life, come and vote for me. And I saw even at CNN, my old colleagues, trying to take this seriously and be censorious, and they all burst out laughing. If you're a politician who's charismatic and can make people laugh, and you're firm about your policies, even if you know half the country may not agree with you, these are massive Trump cards, literally.
Well, you said that 70% of the people in Iowa said they would vote for Trump even if he was convicted. That means 30% would not. So if 30% of the GOP base will not vote for Trump if he's convicted, and I'm assuming 100% of the Democrat base would not, you've just outlined an unelectable candidate. Trump is not going to escape 91 counts for indictments without any conviction. Some of these cases are going to be held in a D.C. court, in a New York court. It's not going to happen. If we nominate Trump, we are going to be putting a Democrat in the White House, and we're also going to split the vote and lose the House and the Senate, and then we're going to get the Supreme Court in the Democrats' hands. We're going to get the filibuster gone. It's going to be a disaster. So we cannot nominate Donald Trump. It will be a disaster for America if we do that.
Clay, I mean, these are legitimate concerns. I mean, this is all completely unprecedented. What do you say to what Bill just said?
All of Donald Trump's entire political career is completely unprecedented. What I would say is, remember who Donald Trump or any other Republican is running against. I think that Trump, I think that Ron DeSantis, I think Nikki Haley, I think Vivek Ramaswamy, I think every one of the top 4 Republican candidates in Iowa would beat Joe Biden head-to-head, because Joe Biden is the weakest incumbent president maybe in American political history. I still question whether he's even going to be capable of being the nominee come November, 10 months from now. I think they're going to replace him. I think I said on your show that I still think Michelle Obama is coming in as the relief pitcher that's going to replace Joe Biden at the Democrat convention. If it's Biden, I actually think Trump will win comfortably. Today, a poll came out of Georgia. Georgia was a state that Joe Biden won in 2020 by a narrow margin. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution has Donald Trump up 8 points. The polls were almost 100% right in Iowa. All of the polls of the swing states right now are saying that Trump would beat Biden. I think that's because COVID is over, which is the only reason I think Biden won. I think it was the Watergate of the 2020 election, much like Jimmy Carter was an accidental president. Joe Biden was an accidental president. And elections are referendums on the incumbent. And Joe Biden has done a disastrously bad job. I think that Donald Trump, if the election were right now, would win comfortably over 300 electoral votes. I think the same thing for Nikki Haley, for Ron DeSantis, and for Vivek Ramaswamy. I think 75% of American public says Biden doesn't have the mental or physical fitness to be president. That is the number one story in this campaign right now.
Yeah,
and I think it'll be the number one story if Biden's on the ballot in November.
When 2/3 of Democrats think he's too old to run and he's their guy, there's a problem, Houston. Thank you to my panel. It's going to be a riveting year. But one thing's for sure, Donald Trump woke up today with a massive smile on his face, and with good reason.